Hello everyone, it's Mish here and welcome to my channel. If you're new, thanks so much for popping in, and if you are one of my crafty friends and kindred spirits, thanks for hanging out with me today. I am going to work a little bit in my Christmas journal. Today is New Year's Eve day. It's about 4:30, so I thought I would start doing some more work and then I'll probably go away and come back. So at the beginning of December, it was actually my birthday, and I really haven't had time to spend a lot of time putting my memorabilia in because I've been creating the pages, and then it's just been so busy with work and Christmas and all that stuff. So I thought I would do a little bit now. One of the things that I received a few cards for my birthday. This one was from the girls, and I wanted to get this in my journal. So it was a bigger card, and at the top was the floral, the picture, but then on the inside part was kind of down here. So what I ended up doing is cutting it in half so that I had the two halves. Oops. And then I just figured out about the size of what I would need to fit in this little pocket. And it just fits in there great. I put some washi on the edge. It is the kind of that gold sheen, and it works really well with the gold that's being picked up in the stars. And I can see that there is the card there. So if I want to pull it out and read it, I'm also probably gonna maybe journal something on the back about my birthday party, which all four of the girls were here, and it was just so special to have them all here, and it was just lovely. So I put the card in there, and then on this page, I'm still not exactly sure what I want to do with that page, so just leaving it. Even if I decorate it or put a photo there, it'll be fine. And then on December 3rd, which was my actual birthday, I was at a hotel downtown Halifax called the Westin, but it used to be called the Nova Scotian, and it was an old CN rail hotel. The railway line would stop there, and then people could get out and stay in the hotel, and it's a huge one of those. I don't even know what year. It would have been maybe early 1900s. I'm not sure. I would have to look that up. But I found this old picture of the Westin. And again, I'm not exactly sure the year of this, but by the looks of those old cars, maybe the 1920s. It hasn't changed a whole lot. They have a different awning on the front now, and they've renovated the inside, but it's still a massive hotel. I didn't actually stay in the hotel because I live in Halifax, and the conference was the one night, so I just traveled back and forth. But I just thought it was such a cool history. And when I look at it, I feel, I don't know, a romantic type of feeling, a nostalgia for a time that I never experienced. I'm not sure, but I just love it. So I'm going to put this in my journal on this side. I'm not exactly sure where it's going to go, but it's going to go there. And then I think I'll journal a little bit about the conference itself. And I may do this, I'll probably do this as a flip up, and then I can have a little bit more writing space. I'll probably have that as a flip up. And then in this pocket, part of my birthday present is a night of what's called Candlelight, the Best of Bridgerton on Strings. So it's a candlelight evening with the string quartet, and I am looking so forward to going there with the girls, Bobby's girls. I also had a picture, I'm just going to move this aside, of a little cheesecake that one of my friends brought me over. She's so thoughtful, and it's kind of looking down, and it was an Oreo cheesecake, kind of bite size. Actually, it was more than bite size. It's probably like a 4 bite size. It was just the right thing. I cut out this tag shape just from some craft, just a paper pad, and I thought I would just do a little collage on the front of it. if you guys want to hang out and do some collaging. Speaking of collage, I still haven't seen, unless I've missed it, the Marguerite Miller collage challenge prompts for 2025. I heard she was still going to do it, but I haven't seen the prompts, and I would have normally, this would have been week 1, because tomorrow's is January 1st. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Okay, I kind of like how that looks. I'm just going to staple that on. And I do have I can get that underneath there. I have a little charm that I want to hang off this as well, which I already have strung up on a little bulb clip with a little bell. And I think the bell needs to go on first. I thought it was really cute, and it adds a little something something. Okay, and then just gonna get that underneath. I often, when I staple something, if I know I'm gonna put a bulb clip underneath it, a bulb pin, I often will I'll staple a pin and then pull the straight pin out so that it leaves a little extra, just a wee little space for the bulb clip. But let's get this on here. There we go. Okay, so we got our little clip on, our little charm, and then I had a paper pad here that had the, what am I trying to think of? Those Advent numbers, and I thought I would put the number 3 on there and then collage around that. I'm just going to get a little bit of glue. I hope your guys' Christmas was nice. I know some people, including myself at times, find Christmas can be very difficult. But it's now over with. I find with Christmas, it gets me out of my routine. And though I like the holidays, I also am happy to kind of get back in the swing of things. I lose track of what day of the week it is. I kind of like that. And it just kind of throws me sometimes. Especially when, like this year, Christmas is in the middle of the week, the beginning of the week. I feel like it's Saturday or Sunday and it's Wednesday, and it's just crazy. But it's nice to have some time off if you do get time off. As a nurse, I've worked a lot of Christmases. I didn't have to work this Christmas. And I liked spending time with my family, of course. But there was always something about spending Christmas Day with people who were ill and in the hospital. And I always just found, I don't know, I kind of liked just being there for them and stuff. Okay, so I think I'm happy with this tag. And I'm just going to get a little bit more glue there. And then on the back side, I'll have a little bit of a journaling space. You can run this around the sewing machine. You could have even sewed around like the number 3 and then put it down and did some sewing. But my sewing machine, I don't have room on my craft room, so I have to set it up on the kitchen table. And through the holidays, it makes that a little bit difficult. And you can also do, if you've watched me before, you know that I'll often do just some faux stitching. So I'll just do a little dot and a dash. This Goes back to my toll painting days. This was sort of something really common in toll painting. Decorative. I used to love to toll paint, which I don't really do much of these days. I think with toll painting, I always kind of felt I would have liked to have been a painter, but I didn't think I had very much talent. And with toll painting, it's not quite the same. Okay, so I've just gone around the tag. Could also write some lines there. I did get some stencils over the holidays with some lines, although they're not here in my craft room. So I'm just going to put that in my little pocket there, and I'll write a little bit about my birthday with my little cheesecake. And I'll put this, actually, you know, no, because I might want to write on the back of it. This isn't very sturdy. It's not very thick. So I'll probably write on the back of it, and then I will tape it down and fix that up. We've already gone through that, and my pictures there, I still have to do some writing there. So the next part is Christmas dinner. So I do have a picture, and I did write a little menu, I guess, and I wrote that on these little pieces of paper. The back side is blank, so I just glued two pieces together so I would have a back and a front. And I'm thinking that I will just put that down maybe with some washi tape. And I'm thinking maybe that color or something that will maybe blend in with the page there. I tend to go with sparkly things a lot of the time. How about this? That's ornaments. I also like the washi tape that is not, so this is sideways. It's good if you're doing across the page, but if you want to go up and down, I like sometimes to find a washi tape that is vertical more than horizontal. That's a little bit harder to find. That doesn't really go with that. And it doesn't have to be Christmassy, but if you're going to be working, here's one. So yeah, I'm thinking either this one or this one. Or why don't we put a little row of sparkly, and then and then another layer. So I think that would work. And it doesn't have to be, I think I'm just gonna stagger this to make it look a little bit like I didn't have enough tape or something. Everything doesn't have to be exactly measured. So if I get this off, I tend to like things that are straight and even. But when you're working in a junk journal, that's not always possible. I think I might have to abort this mission. Because I usually can roll the edge. My hands aren't that great today. I've been crocheting in the evenings. I am on a mission to do some little lap blankets for the hospice and cancer center. They had a thing in the online. Well, actually a friend told me about it, and I've been trying to crochet. My goal for this winter is to crochet 10 little blankets. I'm on, I think I'm on blanket number 4. They're about 3 feet wide, so they're not huge, but they're good size for if you're in a wheelchair. It'll go on your lap and down your legs. And I have quite a bit of yarn bits to use. So, right, and then I think I'll just layer that up a bit there. And I'm looking over here to the side. I'm thinking I'll do maybe this stripey one. But I'll only maybe up, halfway up or something. Like so. Kind of like that. That looks alright. Then I have my Christmas menu, and then I have on this back side, I can get it to, I need to crease that so that it will fold without lifting the tape. Just a matter of creasing that down. I could take my bone folder and do it, or fix it up after. But it flips up, and then I have a little bit, my recipe for my sweet potato casserole, the ham glaze, how I made the Brussels sprouts and bacon, and my parsnips and buttercup squash. And then that'll, I might have to put some Scotch tape right there so that the hinge is better. Then I have a picture of my Christmas dinner as it's laid out sort of on the island, so we could go along. Not really sure if I want to add to this. I'm just going to leave that for now. And then I absolutely love chocolate peppermint trifle. I wanted to put that recipe in there. And on another notepad, I'm going to just glue these together. You can use your glue stick. I'm just going to go around the edge. And hopefully that'll won't warp it too awful much. It's good when it's symmetrical. The other ones weren't quite symmetrical. We're going to have some Chinese food later tonight, Bobby and I. The girls are at Bobby's house. They're going to have a little house party, which is great. So then you don't have to worry about them being on the road, and you can have all their friends in. But we're going to have some Chinese food. The place I normally go to has closed, which I didn't know that till we haven't ordered in a couple months. So when I went to order, the number kept saying it was not in service. So when I looked online, they had closed. I wanted to put a couple things, recipes from my childhood. And one thing that my mother always made on Christmas, and we didn't have it any other time of the year, which I'm not sure why, but is shrimp dip. And my mother could cook. She was a great cook. She wasn't, and she could bake, but she really wasn't a foodie. When I was about 12, my parents divorced, and for a long time, my mom was a single mother. So I started to cook very young. And thinking about it now, holy smokes, you probably wouldn't let a 12 or 13-year-old take over the kitchen, but she did. And so I just got into cooking and baking, but at Christmas time, that was the time of year that she always would bake some things, bake or make. And one of the things that she would do is her shrimp dip. And this is the old recipe. It's called a retro recipe now, I guess, but it's tomato soup and cocktail shrimp, cream cheese, and finely chopped onion and celery. You end up heating them all on the stove and then putting them into a mold. And we'd have them with either Ritz crackers or Sociables. And the other thing that I've always loved is my stepmother's shortbread cookies. And I know some years for my birthday, like I'm talking when I was older, like even in my 40s, and I'd have a little get together with friends and stuff. She would always make up little bags of shortbreads, and they looked always just like that. and I thought that would be a good memory. So I wanted to put that in here. And I'm thinking maybe I would do the same as what I've done on the other page, is make a little hinge. Or what I can do, just to jazz it up, is I could make a little pocket, or a little pocket on this side. I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll make a little pocket over here so that I can put some other things into it. And I'm not really bothered that it overhangs a little bit. So I'm just gonna, oh, but I can't. You guys are saying you can't make a pocket because you need to see both sides. Yeah, true. I could do a flip up. No, I'm just gonna do a little flip out there. So I'm gonna hinge it right on the side there with some washi tape. And I think I might use this poinsettia one. Kind of like that one. So with this one here, I got this one at Michael's. It's a thicker one. So I think I can, I know I'm off camera. My camera seems to be zoomed in there. Alright, so I'm just going to lay that down roughly halfway, like so. Okay, and then just gonna put that right on the edge there. Just lining it up, trying to get equal top and bottom. That little overhang. So I watched a new show. I've been watching this show as I'm taking a little bit in the evenings to just chill and relax and crochet. Called Sherwood. It's a British show, and I quite enjoyed that. I love all the British television. I'm so happy that I can still get some of that since I've moved back here. Okay, I'm just gonna take this bit off here because it's sticking. It's sticking here. And like I said, we had a good Christmas. We sure did. Okay, and I can put a little bit of Scotch tape if I need to, either inside or outside, or a little bit of glue on the washi tape just to make sure that it stays down. But I like that. And then you can flip it open, and then there's the shrimp dip, and then that would be good because I can put my trifle recipe in there. Oh, I like that. And I think with this one, I could make a pocket or something, but I'm just gonna glue this right down. It's one of my favorite recipes. I used to make it when on Christmas Eve we would always go to my father's place, and there'd be a huge get-together at his place with family and friends, and people would bring potluck and stuff. And I often would bring this chocolate peppermint trifle. I really miss those days. When my stepmother, she wasn't feeling well a few Christmases ago now, and decided not to have it, and we just really haven't had one since. So I'm liking that. And then other things that my mother or I would bake is our lemon loaf, a coconut cherry, maraschino cherry loaf, some almond joy, and then there's my peppermint trifle. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm not really sure if I'm going to write the recipes down, but I'm just going to leave those there for now, and then I'll get back to that. And kind of think that's all I had. Oh no, excuse me. I also wrote a little story in my book about, not really sure where to put the end of the story, about a time one Christmas Eve when it was in the early 20s, I think. Early 20s. The early 1980s. I was distracted by these pictures. We were young. I'd say I was probably, I don't know, 13 maybe, and my brother would have been a couple years younger than me. And we were at my father's, and the snow had been falling. There's some pictures to go back in the other place. And the snow had been falling quite heavily this one Christmas Eve, and when everybody had left for the night, we would open up our presents and stuff. Well, the snow had been probably a foot or so deep, and the plow hadn't gone up. And my mother and father lived quite close. I'd say less than a mile. But in snow, it would be a little bit of a trudge. And what was decided was we would walk home and pull a toboggan with our presents on it. Well, we put the presents in garbage bags so that it would keep the snow and the wet off them. Well, of course, we didn't tie them down that well on the toboggan, so they were sliding, and my brother and I were getting frustrated and growling at each other, and it just strikes me as something out of a movie. This quiet, I don't know, for people who know about snowfall and stuff, when it's falling and it's down heavy, it's like a deadened, noises are deadened, and it's just, I can't quite explain it. But so we have this lovely scene, these children pulling this toboggan with presents, and then it all just goes pear-shaped, and they're arguing and fighting and breaking the piece. And anyways, we managed to get home in one piece, and my stepmother they walked probably half the distance with us, and then Robert and I went on alone. And she still talks about that night. So I had to kind of record that, I think, because it's something that, I don't know, you wouldn't have snow now to actually do that, but we did. So I put that story in, and I am going to finish. I just wasn't exactly sure how, and then I have my little sled. I do have a picture of us. So Bobby's youngest had a birthday on the 14th, and I want to put that in here somewhere too, and I'm thinking I might do that here. So I'm gonna put a little mat. What I might do is make a little pocket tuck on the side here. I could use this, a piece of this, and then just cut a little bit up like this, a little bit, and then straight over to there. Then I can put my little journal card in there. And I'll put another little, I want to find maybe some red paper to make that pop, and then put that there. Okay. I'm just going to put a little glue there. And I'll put that on there, like so. Kind of equal distance. I'm trying to line it up as best I can. Okay, and then I'll just cut that along there. And I'm going to tack this down. I'm only going to put some glue along the bottom and the one side here. And that was a fun night. I think I was talking about that in another video. We, the picture of them there is doing some puzzles. So I had a word search, a word scramble, and then just a general knowledge questions. And whoever finished first, I had a bunch of prizes. And we just had it was just a fun night. And then I'm just gonna, I think I'll put that there, but I think I might put some washi tape down at the very bottom. And maybe I'll do that in red, just to add a little bit of sparkle. Could also put some ribbon on the bottom there. But I think I'm just going to use this. And I want this right down to the very bottom of that. Like so. So after we have our Chinese food tonight, the Public Gardens here in Halifax has been having a Christmas light display from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And we're going to go wander around the Public Gardens and admire the light show. This is the last night. It finishes tonight. And it's such a mild night here in Halifax. A lot of times we've had New Year's Eve is well below zero. And with the wind chill factor, just crazy cold. But tonight, it's very mild. It is 6 degrees. And wow, that's almost like summertime for us, for New Year's Eve. Okay, I do like that. I think I need a little bit of something else to layer that. Maybe like a tag. I love the layers. What about like a bell? If I do something like that. Oops. That would work, but it's kind of big. What else do I have here? I have so much stuff, but it's digging through stuff. And even though I pull stuff out, I think that's too big too, but I love that. I could put that like that, but you can still see the 14. It's either that one or that. Oh, that one looks better, I think. Okay, I'm going to do that one. So I am going to get this down, but I only want to put glue on this side from about here. Like so. Like that. And so I'm trying to line that up a little bit on the edge so that it's pretty straight there. If I need to add more glue, I can. But I don't want to add glue that it will stick to the back page. Okay, I just use Elmer's glue. It's what I usually use. The glue all though. And then I just want to fussy cut this a little bit more. And do you make New Year's resolutions? I tend not to make a resolution as much as just goals. So I don't really word it like my resolution this year is that this is definitely going to happen. I think for me, it just sets me up for failure if it doesn't happen. So instead, I just say, okay, for 2025, I'd like to achieve, or this is what I'd like to have happen. A new year for me is sort of like an open book, and it's up to us to write our story. You know, sometimes, yes, life throws things at us that we wouldn't choose for ourselves, unpredictable and maybe not nice things. But there's always opportunity as well to influence how your journey is. And I just hope that you all have a great journey in 2025. They're kind of like how that's looking. Although now that I've got that on there, I still, oh, that's because it's the wrong one. Yeah. Oh yeah, that suits there perfectly. I'm going to get my little candy cane down. Now I do love candy canes. It's not something that I would think to myself, oh, I'm craving a candy cane. But when they're there and I start eating them, then I realize how much I love them. So one of the other things I wanted to put in my journal is a piece of, I had a piece of a box. I think I'm going to make a better journal card for my picture there of the kids and what we did on the birthday. And that's the postcard they sent from when they had gone at the beginning of the month, or November. Oh, where did that go? They went away for a night. But I have this candy cane box. I think that this is it. Just bear with me. Oh, there. That's why. I have this candy cane box, and I already cut off the end because I want to use this as... Maybe I stuck it in here. I'm going to use that as a pocket to put some things in. And I thought... Well, I know I'd already cut it a piece, but my desk is so messy right now. So what I was thinking is to use this box. I don't want to end up cutting my journal. And I'd already, as I said, cut off one of the ends. But I think there's still stuff. You could make a journal card out of that. You could use the candy cane sign. So I am going to use more of that box, I think. And what I thought I would do is just make some little flaps on the end. So where this folds in, like so. Although the one that I had already cut out, that wasn't ripped. But I don't think it matters. And so I'm just going to cut probably, half an inch. And make a little, angle that a little bit. Then when I fasten it down, about half an inch on the other side there. When I fasten this down, it's going to have a little bit of room. So I'm going to glue the flaps and then just glue the bottom there. So it will kind of lift up a bit. But I don't think I'm going to use glue. So this is heavy card. Oh, there it is. See? But it was backwards. So I didn't see it in all the mess. Yeah, so I'd already cut that out. And I like this one better because that's more intact. So I'm just going to do that, angle that again. And I'll use some score tape. Score tape tends to hold better, I think. Like so. But then I was wondering where I should put it. And this page is already going to have a bunch of stuff. I could put it there, so that when you open that, then there's also like a pocket there. That might work. And that could break kind of that up a bit. I got some more pictures to put in. Or it could go, no, because there's too much stuff there. It could go on the very back. But I'm kind of thinking that I might like it to go right here. I think I like it there. So you kind of open that up. I could do some journaling on this side and then have a little space there for other things. So I'm just going to press down these sides a little bit so they don't pop up. Pressing that quite hard. And then I really like that. So I'm going to use just some score tape. I want it a little bit wider than that, but I can't. I definitely have to clean up. I feel like I've not had enough time to play with my crafts this season because of working full time. Oh, there, it's right there. And I'm not quite ready. What I normally do at Christmas time is when sort of the Christmas season is over, I pack all the Christmas themed paper and stickers and stuff and put it in the closet. And the closet isn't that accessible to me because I have a little shelving thing in front of it. So if I need to get in the closet, I have to move everything on this I have to move this shelving thing. So I tend not to. And then I always say at Christmas time, when Christmas in July comes round, I'm going to get my Christmas stuff out of the closet, and I'm going to, do some journals that I can sell or give away. And then it comes around and it just never happens. But this year I really want to do stuff for Christmas ahead of time so that I have some stuff of it already. Okay, so I'm just going to try to get this right about there. Okay, so I've got that stuck down. And it's a good way to use up some of your packaging. You don't always have to buy stuff. And I really like this little lip. You could also have taken your deco scissors and made that lip. It's hard to catch the lip, but you can see there's like a little lip there. I like that. Makes me feel, I don't know, like it's got a little frill or something. But again, you could have tarred that up a bit. And then that's going to be a great space to put some things, and that will close no problem over that. I do have, was from a paper pad, so for now I can stick that in there. And that's kind of all I've had prepared for now. So I am going to go and leave you, and I'm hoping tomorrow on New Year's Day that I'll get time to do a little bit more. Still haven't received my Daphne's diary. I went to the mail yesterday, so Canada Post was on strike. Most of you probably know that already. And the strike ended like just not even a week before Christmas Day. I'm really happy that some of you have been getting your Christmas Happy Mail. I'm just sorry it's, the season is almost over, but you can put it in your journal or just bring it out next year. But no, I still haven't got my Daphne's diary. I'll try to get one out. It won't be for this Friday, but for next Friday. And I'll just use a back issue. But until we meet again, I hope you have a wonderful 2025. I want to thank you so much for subscribing and commenting and supporting my channel and hanging out with me. It really does mean a lot. So until we meet again, bye for now.